school is not for the faint-hearted. It drilled me, like really drilled me. And so in today's video, I'm going to be telling you about 7 things I have learned after med school. So after med school, looking back, let me tell you 7 things I've learned in the 7 years I spent in med school. Hi bestie. Hi bestie. I'm Dr. Chi and this is Health. So the first thing I have to tell you is that medical school will humble you. Humble you. I studied medicine in Nigeria here, and trust me, it was a humbling process. You would come to a school and you pretty much see people that are the best of wherever they came from, the best in their high school days, the best in their region, the best in the states, all coming together to study medicine. And then everybody is struggling to stay afloat. I tell you the truth. You think you're the best, when you come, you see who is better than you. And before you know what's happening, you have all blended and everybody just seems to be a compilation of average bests. I don't know if you understand. We're all bests, but average difference. So standing out is standing out of the best. So being the best of the best. I've said a lot of best in this video, but basically I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So it will just humble you. If you think you're the best from wherever you're coming from, when you come to medical school, it humbles you. So you just know that here I just have to bring my head down. I have to take away everything I think I have known, take away everything I think I have learned, and just put my head down and focus and be here in the now. Another thing I have learned is you can't know it all. You cannot. You can't know it all. In medical school, you cannot know it all. If you're in med school or you're planning on entering a medical school, you have to just learn to rely on other people. You have to learn to rely on your seniors. You have to learn to rely on your friends. You have to learn to rely on your colleagues, even your juniors, even your patients. You cannot know it all. If you think you can sit and read everything that you are supposed to read to be able to pass the exam, you will faint. Okay, not technically speaking, but yeah, it will be overwhelming, Sha. It will be overwhelming. Yeah, it will be overwhelming. So you cannot know it all. You can. I had to work with the belief that climbing on the shoulders of those that have gone there before you actually makes it easy for you, because it makes you avoid the mistake they have made. It also makes you avoid falling the times they did, and it gives you some level of leverage. And so that is something you should rely on. You cannot know it all. Don't sit alone and read all the books. It worked for some people, but the efficiency and the efficacy of this work is something I cannot vouch for. So rely on people around you, rely on your colleagues, rely on group studies, rely on discussion groups, rely on materials from your seniors, rely on things that will just help you. Don't, you're not an island in medical school, you're not. Tip number 3, receipt is not the end of the world. It is not. Some people were fortunate enough to go through the whole levels of medical school without having a single receipt. That's beautiful. But there are also some people that really had to struggle with 1 or 2 courses here and there, struggle with 1 or 2 end of the posting exams, struggle with even the main MD exams. And trust me, when they do fail any part of it, it's not the end of the world. It's not a reason for you to want to take your life. It's not a reason for you to feel like you are less smarter than you should. But it's just a reason for you to just write it and pass and move on. And so receipt is not the end of the world. Don't kill yourself because you had a receipt. Don't stigmatize against people that had receipt. It can be anybody. And to tell you the truth, in every exam that I wrote, every MD I wrote, every level I wrote it, even down to the final exam, receipt was a scare. But still, I just knew. By the time I wrote my final MD exam, like the final exam from medical school into being a doctor, I told myself that if I receive this exam, I'm just going to write. It's nothing more than that. I'll just write it. Because you can't kill yourself. You just do what you can do. Before you start saying all those kind of things, you have to make sure that you have done your due diligence. You have read, you have discussed, you have summarized, you have done all those things, and then you can just leave the rest. Well, just know that even if you do get a receipt, it's not the end of the world. You'll write it, and guess what? You'll pass it. Of course, patients are your greatest teachers. Your patients, they are your greatest teachers. Yes, in the preclinical aspect, you might not really have much exposure to patients. So basically, in the preclinical aspect, you'll be studying more from the books, from the cadavers, from the laboratories and all those. But by the time you come into the clinical aspect, in this region, clinical aspect starts from 400 level. So by the time you come into the clinical aspect, see those patients, hold them tight. Hold them tight. Because you could just see a case in an examination and it could be one of the patients you have seen before, or it's a similar condition to something you have come across before. So come around. Don't sit inside a corner reading. Still links to the second case, please. So just stay focused on your patient. Any case you see, try to understand the case. Try to go back and read about it and get 1 or 2 ideas about those cases before you let it go, because you can never tell. You can never tell which patient, which case you will see that will be the determining factor to you being a doctor. So please, patient is king. Don't underestimate the power of residual knowledge. Don't. This I found out when I was in my final year in med school. My final year in med school, I was actually pregnant, and it was a very hard time because the early parts of the pregnancy was a bit difficult for me. But I basically relied on the residual knowledge. Residual knowledge was it for me because I was a very studious student before that time. When the exam came, I just told myself I would just read what I can. I did what I could. Whenever I felt sleepy, I go to bed. Whenever I couldn't do it, I just left it as it was. Although I did try my best, but I can tell you, beat my chest and tell you that it was residual knowledge that helped me almost all through. Residual knowledge helped me, and then because I had built a pretty solid CA before the exam, residual knowledge just gave me the extra push alongside the little I was able to read at that time. So don't underestimate the power of residual knowledge. The earlier you start reading and building your knowledge bank, the better for you. The earlier you're able to build and soak it up when you need it, and you press it like a foam. So the more you read, you're soaking up the foam. You soak up the foam. So when the time for exam comes, or when you need it in the future, all you need to do is just press it a little, and it just brings out its juice. So yes, don't underestimate the power of residual knowledge. If you've gotten to this part, subscribe, like, comment, and let's get talking. Tip number 6. Yes, 6. Relationship is everything. Relationship is everything. We sometimes get carried away with reading and preparing for the exam and trying to do better than our mates. There's this small internal competition that comes with it. That we forget to make good friends. We forget to build life bonds. We forget to interact with people. Please don't make friends. When making friends, please make good friends. If you spend a chunk of your youthful years in medical school, and so you don't get that chance to interact or socialize, except maybe you're in situations like some unions or some associations, and even then you still need to give yourself an extra push to do all those things. So in the midst of all those, don't forget to make friends. Don't forget to make tight-knit friends. Yes, be friends with your classmates, be friends with your juniors, be friends with everybody around you. But make some tight-knit friends, because those are the ones that will help you when the chips are down. And then the final tip, the one that you were waiting for, is build memories. Take pictures, take videos, write down things, because those experiences you're having now, you will never have them again. You would always look back at them, and so it's something that I didn't do. Actually, I didn't have the opportunity. Would I say I was camera shy, or I'm scared of things, So these are things I didn't do, but looking back, I wish I did. I wish I had more memories. I had more videos, more pictures. The little ones I take, whenever Google reminds me of them, I just look at them and I smile. Sometimes I even go the extra mile of sending it to some of the people I snapped it with, just looking at how we were all young, scared, naive, and all, and how we have come forward and we are even doing better. So build those memories, build them, take pictures. When you're reading, take one snapshot. When you're awake at night, take one video. So just do all these things and you'll see not regret doing them. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. What part of this resonated to you?